Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Well, we're back here at Ciocca Ford of Flemington in Flemington, New Jersey to check out this brand new design refreshed and tech updated 2025 Ford Expedition. This is the Expedition Max Platinum trim with the high output 3.5 liter engine rather than the standard output one. Black leather interior, loaded up with all the creature comforts of home. So if you're looking for one of these mega-sized SUVs. We've seen the updated Navigator a while back. The other day we took a look at the Suburban, which is the same size as this Expedition Max. And you can let me know where you would go with your mega-sized SUV money. So let's dig in. The front end of this Expedition in the Star White Metallic, and right off the bat we have a redesigned front end with a different look around your headlight housing. So we have a full spread of LED lighting on this Platinum trim, and the LED lighting on the daytime running lights goes all the way across the front of the grille underneath the gloss black grille and meets up with the other side. As we come around to the center, we still have the old school Expedition name in black across the front of the hood with the black and silver Ford emblem right in the middle, and we do have functional side air curtains. And now as we come around to the wheel and tire setup, these are magnetite. Well, number one, they're 22-inch magnetite aluminum alloy wheels with red brake calipers, Ford badge on the center cap. These wheels are wrapped in Michelin Primacy all-season tires, 275 on the width, a 50 series sidewall 22s, all four corners, four-wheel drive. Moving on out, here we go with this big Expedition Max, all in white with the magnetite wheels. It does have the stealth appearance package on it, which is a big add, but you'll let me know how you think it looks as we move in closer. Gloss black side view mirrors, LED turn signals, 360-degree view cameras, color matched on the front and the rear door handle, left side fuel filler cap. Up top, we're going to have the color matched roof, flat black on the roof rails with that panoramic sunroof, and then as we swing on over the back, we have the roof spoiler coming off the top, the wiper down below, the wiper up underneath the roof spoiler. And then as we come around, it's all gloss black on the back with the Expedition name kind of buried in all that gloss black. Not sure I'm a fan of that, but you let me know. Full spread of LED lighting all the way around in the back. Expedition in the middle, Platinum in black on the left, Max in black on the right, and then gloss black down on the rear bumper area. Tow hitch is right in behind that panel. We'll talk about those numbers when we check out the engine, and our exhaust is tucked up underneath the right side of the vehicle. We're under the hood of this 25 Expedition Max Platinum. Now the Platinum trim comes with a choice of two power plants. You can get the standard output 3.5 liter V6 or the high output V6 engine. This one has the high output 3.5 liter twin turbocharged V6 engine mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission. 440 horsepower, 510 pound-feet of torque, towing capacity as configured to 9,600 pounds, MPGs 15 in the city, 22 on the highway, and 18 combined, and the engine's minimum octane rating is 87, so you can run this on regular unleaded gas. Before we get into the interior, you're going to want to know, Mike, how much? Well, here we go. Platinum action, not the top trim. You still got Tremor and King Ranch above this, but base price for the Expedition Max Platinum 4x4, $77,430. This vehicle's got about $8,200 in options on it. Once we add those in and a destination and delivery charge of $1,995 from Ford's Kentucky truck plant in Louisville, Kentucky, we have a total MSRP from the factory of $87,620. So let's check out the interior. Starting with the driver door panel, we'll move in closer. Black soft touch across the top with light gray stitching, and then black on the armrest, nice and soft, more cross stitch into our B&O sound system speakers. Then we have flat black on the switchgear with power fold mirrors in and out on this Expedition Platinum, which you would expect, and a huge door pocket down below. We do have a nice large footbox with a nice large dead pedal brake and accelerator. The floor mat's in the rear of the vehicle at this time. We do have power deployable running boards on this Platinum trim, full power for the driver and front passenger with lumbar. Then we have the black leather with the light gray stitching, soft on the bolstering. There is your Platinum badge right on the front of the seat, and the headrests feel soft as well. Front passenger door panel, same action as the driver, but you don't get the memory seat settings. Up top, you have that huge speaker right up there that says B&O right at the top of the dash. And then we come down further, we're going to go black, soft touch, some chrome or silver trim right into your heat and air vent with the stitching. And then down below, we do have a nice large glove box. Now, with the Expedition redesign, they did this smaller version of what we saw in the Navigator. The Navigator had that big, like 55-inch infotainment screen that doubled as a head-up display that went all the way across. Here with the Expedition, since Lincoln is higher up in the food chain as far as a brand, we went with a 24-inch system that doubles as a head-up display and a 13.2-inch screen down here that doubles as a controller for the most part, but not exactly the same way we saw in the Lincoln. We're going to work everything through this. So it's a Android system, wireless CarPlay, Android Auto, built-in nav, good pinch to zoom, as you can see, just like that. Get rid of that. And then from here, if we go to home, we have our dual climate. We can Bluetooth our phone. Here is our Sirius XM radio right here. And you do have Sirius XM, HD AM, FM, Bluetooth, and Google News. We can get rid of that. We can go back to home, and you have that. And then from here, you have this button, which is your vehicle button. And this is where you're going to have all of the changes you can make in the screen to your vehicle. So here's your driver memory seats right here. Put in your driver profile, save your memory seat settings. So you can't do that on the door. You got to do it in here. You have auto vehicle hold. You have your lighting, rear climate lock, valet mode, vehicle status. Now, if we want to go to our lighting, from here, this is where you turn your headlights on, right? On or on automatic, parking lights, that kind of thing. And then interior, you have your ambient lighting, where you have your different color moods here on the ambient lighting. You put this into red, it goes to red, orange, blue, whatever you want, and then you can adjust your brightness, dimmer or maxed out, depending on what you want to have. So that's where they have that in here. Then you have rear climate lock, where you can lock in the rear climate or lock it out, or you can unlock it. And here you can pop the tailgate, just the top portion of it, or the entire tailgate, because the new Expedition has a split tailgate. So you can do that from there as well. Then you have all your apps, where you have Google Maps, Play Store, all your radio settings. There's your CarPlay, Android Auto, your towing app right here. You can go into towing and get your trailer and everything added in. So they have that set up for you. And then you have YouTube. You can go in and watch Shabby's rides while you're driving down the road. I don't know if I'd recommend that. You don't want to be too distracted by me. And then you have your Wi-Fi hotspot. All that jazz is going to be in here. And then this is the controller, right? Now in the Lincoln, what we saw was you could put your finger on it, hold it in, and drag it up. And that would go ahead and move that up to a window. But what this does is you just tap on it. So right now we have it selected on trailer, and up here, even though you get all that strobing, you see it's on trailer. So let's say I wanted to put media up here. I could just hit media, and then it would switch to my media. Or I could hit gauges, and it would switch to gauges, or fuel economy. So there's no click and drag like you're using your phone, your finger as a mouse. You're just tapping the different windows, and they show up in that one spot. I think that's simpler, and I think I like that better than the way they do it in the Lincoln and in the Navigator and the Nautilus. And then down further, you got your dual climate with 3-stage ventilated seats, 3-stage heated seats. You can hook them into the climate control, and you have a heated steering wheel. So they got all that action in here. And then we can go back to home. Now, if we go to reverse, there is our 360-degree view. Nice and clear backup camera with trajectory. We also have different views you can look at as well. And then we can go back to park and we're back to the beginning. Now we have a push button start, trailer brake down here, and then we have a dial to go through this 10-speed automatic with your manual shifting on the gears, because the steering wheel doesn't have paddles. So you have to like put it in manual mode and then push the gear, this button up or down to manually shift. Very odd setup. Same thing in the navigator, except you don't have the dial, you have push buttons. Volume, then you have engine auto stop start on off, parking assist on off, four-way hazards, cameras, traction control off, hill descent control. You have Expedition right here. Looks good with this silver chrome-like trim. I do like that. And then down here, we have our Pro trailer. And then we have USB-A, USB-C, an area for storage, wireless charging pad, 2 cup holders, and our Expedition key fob right here. Lock, unlock, remote start, pop the tailgate, panic button, Ford on the back. And then we have a super soft armrest. And now this is kind of a two operation, right? You can pop it from the top here manually, and you have a removable tray, a larger area for storage, and then you also have a couple of USB-Cs in there, as well as a 12-volt way over here on this side. And then you can let it down. There's this slide right here. It says slide, and you have slide open or slide closed. You can just push that, hold it in, and this whole thing will slide back, revealing secret compartment, of course, that's rubberized to put extra stuff, maybe some valuables, and then you can push this button and you can slide it back. So pretty fancy Dan here in this Expedition, and we're back to the beginning. The new Expedition steering wheel, we got the Squircle wheel, leather wrap wheel with the flat bottom on and flat top. So it's called a Squircle, Ford badge on the horn button. Helps you get in and out because it's smaller than a standard round wheel, but I have plenty of room. This is a huge SUV, plenty of room to get in and out of 511. But then we got the hover buttons, as we see on the navigator, right? So you just kind of hover around this area, and then it shows up there, where you can turn on your cruise control by hitting there, and then you can set it up or you can turn it off. The other button on this side, right here, if you start messing with your finger, you can, as you can see, adjust your mirror adjustment right there, steering wheel adjustment, as far as your tilt and telescope, volume, seek for your music. So just not in love with how they have that set up. We have one stalk on the left where you're going to have your windshield wipers, high beams, turn signals, drowsy driver detection camera right here. And then down on the left is way down here is where you're going to have your drive modes, 2 high, 4 low, 4 automatic, popping the tailgate, either just the top portion or the whole thing, and then your electric brake. As we go to our drive modes, the drive modes show up over here on the left side of this 24-inch display. So here we go. We have normal, tow haul, eco, sport, slippery, and off-road, and that is it. So for today, I think we'll leave it in normal. Overhead console, we got a spot for your shades right here. If you want your LED dome line to come on and off when you open and close the door, well, this all remains off. So when you open the door, lighting comes on, close the door, lighting will dim out. Now, as you can see here, that's the button that remains off, and then we have this button here that drops the headrest on row number 3 to get them out of your way of the rear view mirror. Why? Because the rear view mirror is just an old standard framed rear view mirror with auto dim. At 87 grand, there should be a digital rear view mirror. Opening this panoramic roof, you have the shade button right here on the right. You hit the button and back the shade will go. Now this is a huge vehicle, so this shade is going to go all the way back, and then halfway, you push it a second time, it goes back all the way. Boom, and then we can open the glass. Glass goes back, wind buffeter comes up, then you can close her on up, and then we can bring our shade back, and it moves pretty quick for an enormous vehicle. So that's a good deal. And then you hit it, and it goes back all the way. That's where your home link is, up here on the sun visor. Then we can open this up. We do have a vanity and a light. And does it slide? Yes, it does. Getting in the mid-row captain's chairs of this Expedition Max, but first the rear door panel. Same action, same use of materials, the B&O speakers, nice consistency of design front to back. Now I have the seat set for my driving position, so we'll step on the power deployable running board, grab our grab handle, pull ourselves in, but it is nice and easy to get into. No problem at all. Got heat and air vents up here in the roof, LED lighting, and put a hanger on here to hold my business suit. And then it's easy, 5'11", no problem getting in. I think maybe if you're over 6 foot, you may have to duck a little bit, but that would be about it. And then we have leather on the back of the seats. And in here, you got a couple of USB-Cs right in the back of the seat. Then you have 2 seat pockets right here. And then the same thing behind the front passenger, right? You got 2 USB-Cs sitting in there and then 2 seat pockets. Then we have the back right here, where you have a couple of cup holders. You do have an area for storage right in here. You have Expedition right on this panel, so you know what vehicle you got into, with rear climate and 2-stage heated seats for both captain's chairs. And then down further, we got a home power source. So they have you set in the back here. The captain's chairs, same leather, same color with the stitching, perforation, nice and soft, but look at these armrests. This is the way you do an armrest. Ford does the best in with their armrest. You can fit a lumberjack arm on here. It is a beautiful thing. And then we can just climb in row number 3, but I'll show you how to get in by moving the captain's chair. Getting in row number 3, there's a button on top of the seat back of the captain's chair. You just push that button and the whole thing moves up and out of the way for you to get in. Now we can just step right into row number 3. I'll put our headrests back up so you can get an idea what they look like, since we dropped them earlier, but we still have the same leather with the perforation, super soft. Love the fact they didn't skip out on row number 3 in this vehicle. 3 across in row number 3, power recline, backwards and forwards. We got a cup holder and 2 USB-Cs right there. And then we have on the other side, we have, there it is. You can go ahead and do power recline on the left side, cup holders, and 2 USB-Cs. So they have you all set back here, as well as in the roof. We have heat and air vents here in row number 3 and some LED lighting. So I am all set back here for a long trip. And one last thing about the 3rd row. Look at all this room I got. I forgot to show you this earlier. Somebody gets out and leaves me back here. I can let myself out by pushing the same button I pushed earlier and just move the seat forward with my foot. Now I can get out. So nice safety feature. Getting in the cargo area of this Expedition Max, it is a power lift gate, but it's a split lift gate. So you can pop it from the key fob or from the dash, or you can come to the back and right underneath the I in Expedition, there's a button. You hit it, it beeps a couple of times. Nice electric assist on the way up. Nice electric assist on the way down using this button. But now the bottom part is still up. So you can come in and you can push this button. And now the bottom part is automatically goes down. So you have that split tailgate look. Now, with the all rows up 36.1 cubic feet of cargo space in the back of this Expedition, here are the all-season mats. Underneath here you have more storage. And then underneath the vehicle behind the tow hitch is where you have your spare tire. And then on the right side, we have some hangers you can move down. You want to hang stuff. LED lighting, 2 USB-Cs, a 12-volt, and a home power source, and some tie downs. And then on the left side, you have your lighting, have those same hangers, letting boom, boom. And then we can drop the 3rd row. That's a power fold down and power fold up. Or we can drop the mid row, and that's just down only. You can't power fold the mid row back up. So we can drop them either left or right or both at the same time. So we'll hit the button. They'll both go down at the same time, but you have to make sure the mid row seats are far enough forward, or else the headrests on this 3rd row will hit them and they'll pop back up on you. So you got to be wary of that. And then the mid row, you can hit them both down. They go nice and flat. So now with this huge vehicle and this huge box and the 3rd row and mid row down, 123.1 cubic feet of cargo space in the back of this Expedition Max. Window sticker, here we go. 25 Expedition Max with the high output engine, Star White Metallic. Standard equipment from left to right. Do have a correction from earlier. This does have the heavy duty trailer tow package. So this is going to be 9,600 pounds of towing capacity. Correct that now. There is the Big Stealth Performance Package, 6545. I don't even know if I need that, but you let me know. Pricing. Made by Ford in Kentucky. MSRP 87,620. MPG estimates. Not rated by the government yet. Take this baby out for a spin. All right, we're heading down the road in this 25 Expedition Max, and right off the bat I got great visibility out of all the glass. A lot of glass in here, huge side view mirrors, blind spot monitoring, cross traffic alert, lane keep assist, pre-collision, all that action in here for safety. LED lighting up front and out back for safety as well. Not sure I'm in love with this at all up top, because this seems to be plenty for me. I don't know why I need this. Just give me a standard head-up display that we've been doing for 100 years, just about, in the windshield, and give me this. I'm just not digging this whole piece up front. You guys let me know what you think. But just not for me. And the Squircle wheel, not a big fan of Squircle wheels. I'd rather have a regular steering wheel. But you let me know what you think about that too as well. Now, I do have the third row headrests up, and I think I have the rear view mirror angled correctly so you can see out the back of the vehicle through the camera right now. So as once I get around this turn, because it does wallow in the turns, I'm going to drop the headrests on the third row, and I just want to see if you can see it go down. Now they're down, so we should have better visibility now with those down. But again, 87 grand, give me a digital rear view mirror. There is some nice stuff in here. Right? You got the updated system, wireless CarPlay, Android Auto. You have heated seats, ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, wireless charging. You have a sliding center console with a hidden compartment, which is cool. You got heated seats in the captain's chairs in the mid row. You got massive amounts of USBs all over the vehicle, so everybody's going to have plenty to connect into, especially in the back row where you have seating for 3 in row number 3, but you have 4 USB-Cs and reclining capability and power folding capability on the seats. So they really do have a lot of nice stuff in here, and this one has the high output engine. Now, if you want to save some money, you can go with the standard output 3.5 liter twin turbo and V6 instead. So how the trims roll, we have active all-wheel drive, and then platinum with the high output engine, Tremor high output engine only, and King Ranch standard output engine only. So that's kind of how they rock and roll with the trims in 2025. But it gets right up to speed, no problem at all. And the handling's not bad, and I got my blind spot cameras. I don't know if you can see this. As I'm going down the road, my blind spot cameras are now up on this screen. So that is something that more automakers are doing, following Hyundai Kia's lead on that. And then we'll just hit the road. And it just picks up and gets down the road easily. No problem at all. Well damped, nice and soft, no problems. You can go, obviously, to a sport mode and use these buttons here next to your dial to shift, but that seems a little bit crazy, to be honest with you. Now, the turning radius on this vehicle is enormous at 20.5 feet. So we're not going to make it around on these farm roads. So we're going to do a K-turn here. So you can see how nice the backup camera looks. with the 360-degree view trajectory. And then we can come back the other way. Now we're in sport mode and it just flies down the road. This 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6 beast of an engine, bringing 440 on the horsepower, 510 on the torque. This one does have the heavy-duty tow package. I missed that earlier. So we are at 9,600 pounds of towing in this vehicle as configured. And it just gets right down the road. Much more modern than the Suburban looks. And frankly, I think with this engine, it's the more desirable of the two. Unless you're in love with either the 6.2-liter or 5.3-liter V8 engines from General Motors, this 3.5 EcoBoost twin turbo, it's just a beast. And it gets down the road effortlessly. I have no complaints, except the fact that I don't like this piece up here. And I don't like the fact that if I want to shift manually, I got to push buttons next to my dial. This thing is laid out, and no digital rear view mirror. I don't want to forget that. This thing is laid out pretty well. But at 87, 88 grand, that's a lot of money. So what we saw the Navigator Reserve, without the elongated rear end like this one has, at 105. So you go with the Navigator L, you're probably looking at close to 110 with the same equipment. So does 88, 87, 88. Does that sound better to you? You let me know what you think about it. Put it in the comments. But I do want to thank Ciocca Ford of Flemington for allowing the channel access to their very first 2025 Ford Expedition Max. This is the Platinum Trim 4x4 with the high output engine in star white metallic for review today. I'd like to thank all of you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like. Please also consider subscribing and turn on that notification bell so you never miss another Shabby's Rides video. And I'll see all of you on the rebound. Take care, everyone.